Hey, everybody. Before we get into our 2020 Oscar predictions, I just want to let you know about our sponsor. It's a film called Sir John A. and the Curse of the Anti-Quenched. It's a fun film. You can get it on iTunes, Amazon, wherever you get your movies. Check out curseoftheantiquenched.com. All right, we're going to get into our 2020 Oscar predictions. As always, this is very uneducated, just
Totally.
throwing
'Cause,
guesses.
half the time we haven't seen half the movies.
At the wall. We're just guessing.
And see what sticks.
And you should not take any of these guesses or opinions with, shouldn't take it at all to heart.
or if you do, you can. I mean, it's a free country.
I wouldn't bet on this. I wouldn't say I heard from a good source. But if we're right, as always, we will gloat about it and say we knew it all along.
Yeah.
All right, let's get in. Should we start from the...
Yeah, let's start from the top of the list. The best performance by an actor in a leading role.
So we have Antonio Banderas.
Good old Leo.
Leo
Mr.
for Once Upon a
Driver.
Time. Adam Driver. Joaquin Phoenix. And Jonathan Pryce for The Two Popes, which I haven't seen because I
Me
don't
neither.
like movies about popes and whatnot.
So yeah, the only two I haven't seen in that is Pain and Glory and Two Popes.
Yeah, which
So-
I've seen a lot of behind the scenes stuff of the Two Popes thing, just because they were really pushing that lately. And I don't know, like I honestly see the Joker winning a lot of stuff in this
do
Oscar
too.
season.
I will say the Joker movie wasn't as good as I wanted it to be,
Yeah,
but Joaquin's performance was good.
let's talk about the fact that the best and biggest superhero movie we ever got came out this year, and it's got like one VFX nod.
Endgame?
Yeah.
Endgame came out, and
Yeah.
I guess it's confusing, right? Because like the 2019 awards happen for 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, it only has one nod.
I'm pretty sure they just have
Well,
VFX.
I guess we'll get to it at the bottom of it.
But man,
Yeah, that was. We'll get back to it. When
I'll get
we
back to
there.
my
When
things.
we
Okay,
get
let's
there.
say best performance. I would like to see Leo win just based on the fact that
Leo was great.
He
You know
was
what?
so
I
good
think
in that.
Leo was better. I had more fun watching Leo than I had watching Joaquin. I mean, sure, they're two different types of movies, but that scene, like the literal acting scene
at the table,
when he does the Western, is so good.
it's so great.
It's so good. And I will say Adam Driver as well in Marriage Story was actually really good in that. I actually really like Adam Driver. I was watching
I think
Marriage
most people
Story.
do. Like,
Yeah, I was watching Marriage Story and I'm like, I guess I like Adam Driver now because I really like him as Kylo Ren. And I'm like, you know what? I'm a fan. So his performance was good. It was really good. But I think Leo was the most memorable for me. So I would go with
Okay.
Leo.
yeah, I mean,
Plus,
it's like I guess we say like who we'd like to win and who we think will win. Like I would like Leo to win, but I think Joaquin is going to win.
really.
Yeah.
If I was gonna say who I think is gonna win, like not my opinion, I'm gonna throw it out there. Adam Driver.
Yeah. Okay.
Why not? Why not? Let's go. You know what? No, screw that. Antonio Banderas.
Why not?
Why not? It's a movie I've never heard of, so
There's
probably
a
good.
Steven Soderbergh movie on Netflix right now, The Laundromat, that Antonio Banderas is in. That's really good. If you haven't,
Really?
yeah,
I'll check it out.
yeah, him, Gary Oldman, and Meryl Streep are in it.
Yeah, I saw the trailer. It looked interesting.
Yeah, it's good. It's Soderbergh too, so like
There's a
it's
lot
got
of
his
stuff coming out on Netflix. Like,
It's
is
good.
The Two Popes on Netflix as well, or is that a?
yeah, the
Yeah.
two rapists.
That's you can't say that.
Alleged.
You can't say that.
I don't know.
So yeah, I'm saying Leo, but Banderas is probably going to be the ultimate winner there.
All right, next up we have performance by an actor in a supporting role nominees.
Tom Hanks.
So this is weird,
You
but
gotta,
like,
you gotta Tom
a
Hanks.
supporting role. He's supporting in
He is.
Beautiful Day.
Yeah.
He's not
So-
in it the whole time.
So if you haven't seen A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, Mr. Rogers is. So it's about a journalist that interviews Mr. Rogers.
Oh,
So Mr. Rogers is a supporting character in it.
Okay.
And he's fantastic.
yeah.
Like I feel like anything that Tom Hanks has ever done, you stop. He's one of those characters where all of a sudden like he just stops being the actor and just like You're like, yeah, no, that's like when I was watching, I'm like, that's Mr. Rogers.
You know what I always say too? Like, you never say like, "Oh, I'm gonna watch A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood." You say, "I'm gonna watch the new Tom Hanks movie," or "I'm watching a Tom Hanks movie."
True.
He is one of those actors, you know.
He is one of those actors. You know what? Like to me, it's my personal choice. Tom Hanks is my favorite.
He's your guy.
He's
eh?
my guy, and he's probably is he gonna win? I don't know. I don't know how Hollywood picks things these days. Do I want him to win? Yes, I choose him twice for Tom Hanks.
Right.
I mean, Brad Pitt was great. Brad Pitt was.
We should mention who
fantastic
else is up for this.
in Hollywood. Yeah, there's Joe Pesci,
Anthony Hopkins, Al Pacino, Joe Pesci, and Brad Pitt. I love Brad Pitt. I could see some of the Irishman stuff winning based on the fact that Hollywood likes to give people awards after the fact. Joe Pesci and or Al Pacino coming back, doing this role.
Right.
And not that they were both excellent.
They were
in
excellent, but here's the other
But
thing
that's
too.
how they award stuff, though, is
I guess.
volume of
I
work
guess.
sometimes, and not the look at Leo in the
Yeah,
Revenant,
true.
right? Probably not his best performance ever, but they give him a gimme based on the fact that they've screwed up a lot
That's
before.
probably why he's gonna win Once Upon a Time, is due to the fact that it's like when you try to find something, you have the most difficult time finding it, and all of a sudden when you find it, you can't stop finding it afterwards. You know what I mean?
No.
Once he's gotten an Oscar, it's
Oh,
just like
yes.
it's all like it's open season.
floodgates
now.
open is what
Yeah.
you're
Well,
saying.
the example I
okay.
was using is like if I'm looking for a movie, like Pirates of the Caribbean 3. This is gonna go on a little rant real quick. I looked everywhere for Pirates of the Caribbean 3 on Blu-ray. Couldn't find it. Ended up finding it in Florida when I was on vacation. I paid like $10 for it. I can't stop finding it now. It's everywhere.
Right. That's like when you I never knew how many people drove the same car as me until I bought a car like that.
Exactly.
I have Pirates, I think, on DVD. You should have asked me. Okay, next up. Performance by an actress in a leading role. So we have Cynthia Vero in Harriet, which I have not seen.
Same.
Scarlett Johansson in Marriage Story.
Which you've not seen.
Saoirse Ronan in Little Women.
Which you've not seen.
I know. I only know how to pronounce that correctly from hearing it. Charlize Theron in Bombshell, which I haven't seen, but I've heard a lot about, and Renee Zellweger in Judy.
Which you've not seen.
We've not seen any of these.
I've
Shame
seen
on
Marriage
us.
Story. At least I've seen Marriage Story.
If I were to guess, though,
Ronan.
you think Saoirse Ronan will win?
I hated her in
You just hate women in general. I think.
No, that is not. No,
That's
or
what we're
else I
getting
would-
at.
I really didn't. I really disliked her in Lady Bird,
Yeah.
but maybe that's because she was a really good actress and made me hate her. So I'm gonna say
From what I watched
Yeah,
of Lady Bird,
Ronan.
I did like her. I don't know. She could win. ScarJo could win too. But I do think if I'm going to make a guess here, that Renee Zellweger might win because
Really?
she's playing, what is it, Judy Garland.
sure.
So that's like
I'm
a
going with
Hollywood
Ronan.
thing. There's a lot of old Hollywood
I mean,
people that still
if you know
vote,
anything
right?
about Marriage Story, it's all about Hollywood and theater, John.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's all like it's about theater in New York and making movies and TV shows in Hollywood.
Yeah. The other thing I could see Charlize Theron winning for Bombshell. That's about like the Fox scandal.
Yeah.
You know.
Either way, it's all very powerful roles.
Yeah, they're all relevant to
I
sort
just
of. I
go
guess
with
Judy's
Ronan.
not super
I'm going. We're
relevant, but-
literally throwing a guess out here at
Yeah.
at this situation.
So we're moving on to performance by an actress in a supporting role nominee. Kathy Bates in Richard Jewell, which have you seen?
I have not. No.
We have Laura Dern in Marriage Story.
Hated her.
You didn't like her?
Again, that doesn't mean I didn't like.
Is she just like a bad person, like in the story, or
just in like just this? Yeah, I guess.
did you hate Laura Dern more in Star Wars or more?
Ooh, now that's the question. I will say and just say I liked her in Jurassic Park and leave her at that.
Yeah, she was great in
She
that
was great.
first Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
She's in the third one too,
she
right?
is in the third one
for like
yeah.
a short bit.
Yeah.
Oh man, let's watch Jurassic Park instead. Our advice for the Oscars is stay home, watch Jurassic Park.
Exactly. And just, look at the awards the next day on
It doesn't
on the
matter.
Googles.
All the good speeches will be posted on social media.
True.
So yeah, Scarlett Johansson for Jojo Rabbit, Florence Pugh, I hope I'm saying that right, for Little Women, and Margot Robbie in Bombshell. I really hope ScarJo wins. She was so good in JoJo.
ScarJo was great in it. I'm gonna go for actually Laura Dern or Kathy Bates is my actual. I mean, I'm gonna say
Can't go
Laura.
wrong with Kathy Bates
You
no matter
can't.
what.
I really like Kathy Bates.
I'll watch pretty well anything she's in.
She's already gotten
She's gotten a few, I think.
like for Misery.
Yeah. Oh, Misery's so good.
I'm gonna go. You know what? Laura Dern. Final answer.
All right. Moving on to best animated feature film of the year,
How to Train Your Dragon.
The Hidden World. I Lost My Body, which I didn't know. Klaus.
Very good.
I actually really like
It was
Klaus.
really good.
We'll do the other two, Missing Link and Toy Story 4.
Toy Story 4. Toy Story
I will
4.
say, Klaus, it was nice to watch a film, an animated film, not done by major studios. You know?
And it was really well done.
It
Really
had
well
a
written,
great story.
So good.
Like, it was a great Christmas movie that, my girlfriend watched it and she said, it's great. We got to watch it. We put it on and it's wonderful. And it's nice to see something non-Disney, non-DreamWorks.
True. And like not
Doing so well.
Because like right now you've got How to Train Your Dragon and Toy Story 4, which are both sequels. Honestly, I'm thinking Klaus is probably the winner here. I've seen Missing Link. It looks really nice because it's all like stop motion. But I don't know. I actually fell asleep to it. which I know you're like, well, Matt, maybe you were tired. No, like I don't really fall asleep to that many movies. And I don't know, I got bored of it.
Yeah.
It didn't interest me as much as like Klaus was like fantastic.
I hope it wins because
Klaus was really good.
It's the most non-Hollywood movie, and it was a
is.
short
But then
originally.
speaking of
and then,
Hollywood movie, Toy Story 4 was fantastic as
Yeah.
well. Really enjoyed Toy Story 4, but yeah, I would give it for Klaus.
Okay, moving on to cinematography. We got The Irishman, which was beautifully shot. The Joker. We should mention these people's names. The Irishman is shot by Rodrigo Pietro. I think that's how you say it. Joker by Lawrence Shear. Lighthouse. Yaron, I don't know how to say that. Black. 1917, Roger Deakins, my favorite.
Really?
Yeah, Roger Deakins is like my favorite. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Robert Richardson. I will say these are a lot of interesting things. I've seen all these films. The Irishman was interesting because of how much technology they had to use to film it. They had the 2 to 3 cameras set up, attached to each other each time for the de-aging. So if you see anything online, like it looks like a smart car that they're using as a camera because that's how big the camera rig is. I will say the Joker, although it looked really good, all they did was kind of steal stuff from what Scorsese did back in the 70s.
Of course, yeah. It's
a lot of
Taxi Driver and
King of Comedy.
and
then just picked and chose pieces of comics and whatnot. So like, I don't know. That's to me like
I think out of all of them, and I've only seen like Joker, Irishman, and Once Upon a Time. Funny enough, all of those movies, I would choose between either 1917 or The Lighthouse because of the movies themselves. Like just from the trailers, they seem better shot, like just more cinema-y, more cinematography wise.
I will say
fancier.
Like 1917 is gorgeous. And obviously all the single take stuff and having to light something on that grand of a scale.
That's why I think it's 1917 or Lighthouse in that regards.
The Lighthouse, it doesn't look anything special. I will say what's interesting about it is 4:3, so like it is kind of a square frame.
That's what I'm saying. Like Hollywood likes those fancy kind of art house types.
There's
of films
nothing
sometimes.
insanely special about it.
Okay,
but it's got its own look, and it's a very consistent and well thought out look.
From what you're saying, then I think I'm going to leave it to 1917 for the win on that.
I will sort of mention Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, only based on the fact that it looks like it was made in the 70s.
Oh, absolutely.
And it has its own look and feel. And
they
love
driving.
Yeah.
They love to drive in that movie.
So I guess it's anyone's game. Roger Deakins gets snubbed a lot from the Oscars. He ended up getting it, I think, last year for the first time.
Really?
Yeah.
And he's one of your favorite cinematographers.
He is, yeah. So he might win based on one of those throwback things, but
so we're both saying pretty much 1917.
but
for
who
this
I
one?
think might win, just based on the fact that the way Hollywood votes, the Joker might win.
Really?
Yeah. Look, man, Roger Deakins got snubbed the year he shot that Bond movie was done by what's that?
Casino?
No, the what's the really good one?
Casino.
No.
Goldeneye.
No. The one
Skyfall.
Skyfall.
Okay, that's
And
that's not the
Skyfall was
best one.
like, but like it was shot, like it was gorgeous.
Yeah, it looks nice.
But that lost to the Life of Pi guy, who that whole movie is shot on green screen.
Sure, but it looks nice.
But yeah, because
Think of the sky.
visual effects, the cinematographer did none of that. All right, so now we're moving into achievement in costume design.
You know what though? I see costume design. I really like the costume design of Jojo Rabbit.
It was pretty good, all the Nazi uniforms.
Well, just the color of the and funny enough, that's what Berlin looked like during wartime. It was very colorful. You don't see that very often, but that's
Germany in itself, I guess, is pretty colorful.
yeah, it was a
so
very colorful
The Irishman,
time.
Jojo Rabbit, The Joker, Little Women, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Yeah, I don't know. Jojo could get it. I do know like a lot of period pieces do get.
they do. They do. But then there's
nods.
always those all of those are period pieces. Technically,
Yeah.
they all take place in the
Yeah.
60s, 70s,
That's
40s.
true. But I mean, like far back, if you have to make old timey clothes,
Yeah,
that's why I
of
thought
course.
Little Women.
Yeah, I know
might
what you
get
meant
that,
by Little Women.
But yeah, I don't know. I like your reasoning behind why JoJo gets it, and I won't spoil too much about it. But there is some wardrobe-y stuff that ties in with the plot. So
There is, and you know what? I think Jojo Rabbit deserves a win, and I think a costume will take it. I mean,
yeah,
well, there might be more options, but I'm just saying. I think they've done right in the costume department.
moving on to directing. I will say there's a theme here with all these films. It's a lot of the same films nominated for the same stuff.
Therefore, I will go with Bong Joon-ho, the man who I believe, also made Snowpiercer.
Oh, he made Snowpiercer.
I'm pretty sure, and it's honestly the best Korean movie I've ever seen.
Really? So Parasite's nominated for Best Directing. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Quentin, obviously. 1917 for Sam Mendes. Todd Phillips is getting the nod for The Joker, and Martin Scorsese for The Irishman. This is something I do feel like directing that they might give it to Scorsese based on the fact that,
You think?
yeah, just one of those like we owe you one kind of things.
Scorsese's never gotten a...
If Scorsese loses to Todd Phillips, I think that's very interesting based on the fact,
From the makers of
yeah,
The Hangover versus literally the things he based everything off of.
yeah,
Scorsese.
it's like,
You won. Okay, but like we actually didn't give it to the guy who actually inspired you to make all
I know.
this.
It's like Martin Scorsese's The Rolling Stones and Justin Bieber's doing a cover of Can't Get No Satisfaction. And people are like, no, I like that version better. You know? I don't know. But yeah, I would love to see Quentin win just based on the fact that I love Quentin's films. I could see them giving it to Martin or Todd, though.
Really?
I don't see Sam winning, and I don't see
see
Parasite.
Todd winning.
No?
I would actually say I'm gonna Bong Joon-ho. Someone needs to give Mr. Ho some love here.
Best doc. I don't think I've seen any of these.
seen
I've
any
seen
of
a
those.
lot of docs this year, but these are the ones that kind of slipped through. American
Did they show up
Factory.
on Netflix? No, I did not see them.
I'll still search out other docs. Docs
Yeah?
are still
Okay.
some of my favorites. So we have No Idea. Honeyland for Sama.
I'm gonna go
The
with
Edge of Democracy. The Cave and American Factory. American Factory's on Netflix right now, I believe, right?
There you go. I'm gonna go with Honeyland because I like the title.
Good.
Wow.
Have you seen Honey Boy yet?
No.
No, I want to see that too. Best doc short of
We're
which
going back into the let's guess.
In the Absence, Learning to Skateboard,
Obviously, that's that one.
Life Overtakes Me, St. Louis
Learning to
Superman,
skateboard in a war
Walk,
zone
Run,
if
Cha-Cha.
you're a girl. That's the one. That's the winner right there.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's like the Doctor Strangelove of titles. Okay.
Have you seen the short on Netflix? What did Jack do?
I didn't know.
It's
there
like
was a
David
show on
Lynch.
Netflix.
It's interesting. He interrogates a monkey.
Well, now I know that. Don't ruin it for
It's
me.
not. It's in the. It's
ruined.
It's on the poster.
It's ruined.
Editing: Ford v Ferrari, The Irishman, JoJo, Joker, and Parasite. I've seen everything except Parasite.
You know what, though? I feel like none of those movies really seem editing heavy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? None of these were like. Sure, The Irishman kind of jumps in like timelines, but nothing's fancy.
No, there's no.
This
It's very
isn't a
meat and
Nolan
potatoes. Like, yeah, it is very meat and potatoes kind of editing to it. Like,
I haven't seen Ford v Ferrari, but I'm sure it's pretty.
it is pretty meat and potatoes kind of editing.
Yeah.
So who knows? Like, I haven't seen Parasite, so I don't know if
You
there's
know what?
anything
Yeah,
clever done.
Let's go for
with
Parasite because just I don't know what the cleverness of Parasite is on the editing.
But like, if you want to think about like, if making a movie like pacing and getting your whole story out and not having people bored,
I mean, that's not
the Irishman. They could have
cut.
chop some stuff down.
That's
so I mean,
3.5 hours. Like,
if leaving stuff in is good, then maybe that. I don't know. The JoJo or Joker might get the nod. Ford v Ferrari. It is again very basic. Like, it's a very linear story.
well, let's go with this. What's the shortest length film? That's the winner.
Because that's the one people watch. I actually don't know. I have to look it up. International feature film of the year. This is where I think Parasite will get the nod here. But we have Corpus Christi, which is a Polish film. Honeyland.
I thought that was a short.
No, it was a doc.
So there's a movie and a doc.
Les Miserables.
Interesting.
Pain and Glory, which is the Antonio Banderas film.
The sequel
And
to Pain and Gain.
yes.
It probably is not.
It
and
will
it's completely
disappoint
different.
if you went into it thinking you're getting Pain and Gain too. In Parasite, I think he'll win for that.
Sure,
think
I've
they'll give it to
actually
him for
given
that.
Parasite a couple now. Let's give him the that one because that's the thing, right? Like it's the only one that showed up in the other thing. So you know what? Probably.
Did we scroll by Best Picture, or we still got it?
No, I
coming
think that's the
down?
last thing that shows
Yeah,
up.
achievement in makeup and hairstyling. I don't know.
Ooh.
Joker, just because people are vain, you know? Even though they're stealing from Alan Moore and, and from what they did with the other Joker film. I don't know. Bombshell's nominated. Judy is nominated. Maleficent, which is strange. I guess I don't know, this
Had
sequel.
good makeup.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know, 1917.
I mean, it's true. Like look at Planet of the Apes, Tim Burton. The movie was very okay, but that makeup is terrific.
Yeah, it's true. But again, like Endgame, there's a lot of makeup and stuff. Even though a lot of it's CGI, there's still a lot of makeup and stuff going on.
But snubbed.
Snubbed.
We're gonna snub him hair and makeup.
We'll talk about some of the snubs in a bit. For music, Joker, Little Women, Marriage Story, 1917, Star Wars, Rise of Skywalker. The music in 1917 is great.
Is it?
Yeah. The music from Joker wasn't that memorable. I haven't seen Little Women yet.
I didn't like the if it's the original music from Marriage Story. Again, it wasn't very memorable.
Wasn't very, no.
So to me,
But it's Randy Newman.
Yeah, I know.
Usually love Randy Newman stuff.
But there's no singing.
You've got a friend in me.
And Adam Driver has a singing scene, and it's very weird. And I don't know if that's based on the original score. If it is, I didn't like it.
Oh, okay. Star Wars is something that might get the nod. If
it's John Williams.
It might be the last time he'll get an Oscar.
Hold on. You got Thomas Newman and Randy Newman. Relation? No relation?
Unknown.
I'm going with John Williams because he's my guy.
Yeah, I love, and I know it might not count for this film, but I love Kylo Ren's theme. That's like a new music that he made for this. It's like, man, John Williams still got it.
John Williams.
Achievement in music written for motion pictures.
Ooh, another
song.
Randy Newman.
So for Toy Story 4, Rocket Man, which I guess like it's a rehash of Rocket Man for like
the song "I'm Gonna Love Me Again," is it?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that might
idea.
win. That did really well. Breakthrough, Frozen 2.
It's literally a new song by Elton John.
Okay, sorry. I thought. Oh, the movie's Rocket Man.
Yeah,
right. I thought
yeah,
they
yeah,
just
yeah.
re-recorded Rocket Man. Rocket Man, you know. I haven't seen a lot of these films,
Yeah,
so
same.
I could see Rocket Man getting a nod. A lot of people really love that film.
I mean, there's a song literally called "I Can't Let You Throw Yourself Away." That's a sound. That's a very sad sounding song, especially for toys. So I'm gonna go for that one because I like the title.
So, okay, now we're at Best
Now
Picture.
we're at the best picture.
Best
Should we
motion
skip
picture.
over and just go finish everything else, then go finish
Might
it
as
off
well.
with picture?
Production design: The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite. Once Upon a Time
Production
and
design.
1917 could get a nod. I know Jojo Rabbit looked really good, but it's got to be hard to vote for like Nazi stuff looking good, you know?
Or maybe that's why you voted.
Yeah.
They went there.
They went really far in Once Upon a Time in Mexico to not use CGI and to
It
retransform
is
stuff.
really, really nice.
And I think that might get them a nod.
You know what? Let's go for Once Upon a Time.
Yeah.
I agree.
Animated short film, of which I'm sure we've both
I've
seen.
seen one and I hated it.
Which did you see?
I've seen Kit Bull.
Okay.
Well, not hated it. I just
Just
went,
wasn't as good.
Okay.
Dekra, daughter, Hair Love, Kit Bull,
Gross.
Memorable, and Sister. All of which none of us have seen. So you want to go with Kit Bull because that's the one
No,
you've
I'm
seen.
going to say it's not Kit Bull.
Okay, I'm gonna go
Yeah.
with Hair Love.
Kit Bull was a short on the Disney Plus thing. And honestly, they're like other Disney shorts were much better than Kit Bull. Meh.
Live action short film nominees: The Brotherhood.
But where's our movie, Adam?
I know we don't have it ready. Brotherhood, NEFTA Football Club, The Neighbor's Widow.
Window.
Oh, sorry. Window, The Neighbor's Window. Saria.
I love how
Sister.
there's one called His Sister, the other one called Brotherhood. I'm going to give it for
Who's you going to vote for? What part of
NAFTA Football Club.
Yeah.
Why? Because I'm curious.
Achievement in sound editing: Ford v Ferrari, Joker,
Probably
1917. Yeah, I could see that, or Ford v Ferrari, just based on the fact that we would have to go back to the old GT40s and get some good recordings of all those old cars.
Usually anything oldie and anything related to war are usually kind of the
Yeah.
things that win in sound editing.
yeah, let's
I
go
say
with that.
1917. I'm going with war.
Achievement in sound mixing: Ad Astra, which I really loved. Ad Astra. I haven't seen a lot about it. I don't think it was worth to get any type of nod, but I did really like that film. Ford v Ferrari, Joker, 1917.
Sound mixing. I'm
See,
going
that
to
could
give
go
it the,
either way.
Usually,
That-
yeah, exactly. I'm
you
going
know,
to give it the 1917 as well.
again.
Mixing
But
and
I will say, Ad Astra was good.
that's the other
journey
it's
of-
the other one that wins. If it's not
Yeah.
a war, it's a space.
All right, here we go. VFX. Endgame, Irishman, The Lion King, 1917. If Endgame doesn't win,
I mean, Irishman, I think, might win due to
Based
the fact
on-
that literally almost the entire, more than a movie's length,
yeah,
is all de-aging. Some of it is noticeable, but like you notice it right off at the beginning, and then after that, you kind of like it blends
yeah.
in.
You know what? It bothered me is like there's that scene where he beats up that guy, and it's clearly like an old man trying to kick somebody. It just looks so bad.
It did look odd.
Yeah,
But yeah, I will give it the Endgame due to the fact that
they have been
Come on.
snubbed.
It looks
They should
so
have been.
good.
It should have been a Best Picture nominee.
it was great. Endgame was fantastic.
I think what they managed to pull off for something like that shouldn't have worked. They managed
None
to
of
do
it,
it.
like none of it should have worked. Iron Man was a C-lister in the Marvel universe. They had sold off pretty much all their A-listers off
Yeah.
from the get-go, and it's just been good. That was okay. Good, great. That was okay. Great, better. What is going on?
And then they hit us with Endgame.
Oh,
and
that I cried.
it
At that
made the
movie.
most money a movie's ever made.
But let's be honest, the Academy's never looked that in. Like, will never take that into account.
It's well written. It's well directed. It's well acted.
Well, it's also a feat in and of its own of bringing in so many different franchise or so many different like differently directed films, characters, like so many sources
and melding
make it work.
and made it work. It's unbelievable. I don't know. But yeah, for VFX though, the VFX were pretty hype in it.
I'll
but
go with Endgame, my personal, but I'm
the
going to go
Lion
Irishman
King-
as the win.
The
No.
Lion King though, that was pretty crazy that they managed
It
to pull
was.
off that. But
It was. I'm gonna say no though. I'm actually gonna say Irishman's is gonna win for the
not
awards,
that like
though.
Star Wars didn't look good or wasn't amazing. Like the reworking of Princess Leia into some of the footage. That
didn't
that
look
was
as good as the Irishman.
But yeah,
But then
okay.
again,
but
there's so much they could have done.
but it was still like it still looked good.
Yeah.
It's Star Wars.
All of
It's
these movies
obviously gonna
looked
look good.
great.
Yeah.
But we're like, I want Endgame to win, but I think Irishman's gonna be the
So
winner.
an adapted screenplay: The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Women, and Two Popes.
I'm giving that to Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah, I would like to see it as well. It's
Because
adapted from a book, right?
It's
Of the
adapted
same-
from a serious book.
Yeah.
And Taika Waititi just kind of took the bare bones of it and kind of created his own
Thing of it,
story. Or at
right?
least that's what I heard.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
I'm pretty sure like a lot of the comedy is not from the book itself, but from
Just him.
Taika, and that's honestly the great part of the movie is
Yeah,
the,
what he did was amazing.
it's fantastic. I want that because let's be honest, Irishman adapted screenplay. How big was that screenplay?
Yeah.
Holy.
Yeah. The Joker, I could see it winning there. Maybe
But
just
again, Joker adapted screenplay. Yeah,
Adapted-
based off of Martin Scorsese films.
and Alan Moore's comics and getting to see what two practice versions of the Joker would look like in the
True,
last
true.
10 years. Yeah.
But then of course we know nothing of Little Women or the Two Popes.
No, but I could see that getting a nod
again,
as well.
they can.
It is a classic book, right?
But I think out of everything, Jojo Rabbit seems to be like the biggest change, but a fantastic end
yeah.
situations.
Okay. Original screenplay: Knives Out, Marriage Story, 1917, Once Upon a Time, and Parasite. I really like Knives Out. I don't know about you.
I haven't
but,
seen it. I heard some really good things. And
Ryan
you know what?
Johnson,
I kind of want to give it to him.
Yeah, I could see him winning for it. It's weird. Once Upon a Time is like an original screenplay because it is some true history spun on its head.
Well, except for the last part. I mean, original screenplay for the last bit.
Yeah.
I'm so down for that. 'Cause that was fantastic.
To me, 1917, there's nothing too original about it. Like
It's a very
it's good.
basic-
It's a very linear
Yeah.
story. So yeah, I would like to see Knives Out get it. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed it. It's a fun movie. Like
that's on
cast
the list
is
to
amazing.
watch.
The acting's amazing. Like
It's one of those movies like you missed out and you're just like
So we're gonna go back up
And
the
then
little
we're
list here.
finally,
to-
last on the list is Best
Best
Motion
Picture.
of the Year. We
so-
got Ford v Ferrari, The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Women, Marriage Story.
I like how you're
1917,
shifting slowly to a French guy.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite.
Okay. Of all the films, I've not seen Little Women or Marriage Story yet, or Parasite. You've seen Marriage Story, right?
Yeah, I've seen the only ones I haven't seen are Little Women, 1917, and Parasite. So there's 3 movies none of us have seen.
Yeah. I do find Best Picture lately, it seems like they've added extra titles just to give them a nod. Without, I honestly feel like the Academy has no intention of giving them an award, but they just like, well done kind of things.
Right. You know what though? I think Ford v Ferrari's out. Irishman.
Yeah,
I
me
want
too.
it to be out.
I think Ford v Ferrari is one of those films. I find actually after watching Ford v Ferrari, it's good, but it's not a Best Picture film. And I wonder if that is like we got to give James Mangold a gimme.
Yeah. You know what?
But-
The only movie that's popping out at me, and I'm not going to include the movies I haven't seen, but the only movies that were popping out at me for Best Picture were honestly Once Upon a Time and Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah, I feel similar about that. I will say The Irishman though, based on the fact that, again, get a gimme. Like,
But I'm not taking account Gimme, right? I'm taking like personally the movies I want to see. I would probably say Jojo Rabbit as the Best Picture for me personally.
I would love as JoJo won. It's
It'd be
so
fantastic.
good.
It's one of those movies that barely anyone saw, but everyone wanted to see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like everyone you talk to, like, oh, I want to see that. And it's just
Yeah.
like, yeah, but it never, like, it came out like very minimal release.
It did, yeah. Once Upon a Time, yeah, that could win
Once
too.
Upon a Time,
Like,
I'm surprised
it's
Taika
awesome.
never got a directing nod.
I wish he
honestly,
would have.
Taika
Yeah.
is a fantastic director.
He's like, a lot of his stuff gets nods though, right? Like he won like best foreign film for Hunt for the Wilder People. Like,
Yeah.
So like you can put stock in him. Like he has been to the Oscars before, you know?
It's true. It's true. And plus, directed some Flight of the Conchord episodes.
And he directed the last episode of Mandalorian.
He did.
Which don't worry, we're gonna finish our Mandalorian
Yeah, we're gonna get
saga. We're gonna 2 weeks.
I'm
don't
saying
worry.
Jojo Rabbit for my personal, Irishman for the actual award.
Yeah.
Even though the Irishman was good, but I've seen better Scorsese films.
Me too. But yeah. So, anyways, that's our take on all this.
Are you saying the same thing as me?
Yeah, well, yeah, like I said, I think The Irishman might be the gimme. I would
Yeah.
love if JoJo and or
Exactly.
Once Upon a Time won. But we'll see.
We'll
you
see.
know? So yeah, that's our take. Let us know what you guys think, what you guys might think win. We may be wrong on everything. We usually
let
are.
us know if we got anything right.
Yeah. Yeah. we would like get one of the short film things right that we haven't seen any of them.
Complete guess.
We could be and usually are 100% wrong. Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah,
I
we
guess.
appreciate you listening. Let us know in the comments on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, what you guys think and who you think will win. And we'll be back soon with our Mandalorian.
Last two parts.
Yeah, our last two parts of the Mandalorian. And yeah, so thanks for listening.
That's it, man. Game over, man. Game over.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. And be sure to follow us on Twitter at Lost Commentary, on Instagram at Raiders of the Lost Commentary, and like us on Facebook.
I'll be back.